Morning everyone, thank you for tuning in. It also feels good to be back again after a very short period of time since the last video I put up a few weeks ago, and that video was about mastering the art of landscape composition. So if you haven't watched that video yet, I'm going to put up the link in the description as well as up here. So feel free to watch it whenever you want. Now, coming back to this video, in this video, I'm going to talk about, or rather share the experiences as to why I keep visiting the same place of interest at least 10 times. It could be more, but not 5, 6, or 7 times, at least 10 times. At the end of the video, I'm going to take a few examples of the photos that I've shot over the years at the same place at different times of the day and different days of the year. So yeah, so let's just jump into this video. But before I start with it, I'm going to go grab my coffee first, and here is something to watch meanwhile. So I'm here again, probably the 12th or 15th time at this location, trying to find a composition. Beautiful day. The sun is up, although not the best conditions because the sky is really flat. But that's what you can actually expect at this time of the day, which is nearly, what time is it now? Yeah, 10:15. So, but no complaints. You can't complain all the time. You keep looking. Get the best out of the conditions that you currently have, and possibly take a shot. I mean, usually what I do is, like, if I've got conditions like this when there is just extreme highlights and shadows, I usually end up taking a monochromatic image. So let's just keep going and find a composition. There is so much you can actually do in these rocks here. Yeah. There is so much you can actually do here at this location, which is a very stunning location. You've got the limestone rocks here. Sometimes it's a bit of a distraction because when I'm trying to find a composition where I can actually keep a few of the elements and not everything in the composition, it becomes really hard because all the rocks are actually, and the boulders are spread out, and yeah, it's just too much into the composition, which causes a lot of distraction. Sometimes the conditions could be misty, there could be snow. It's just, you have to be at that time of the year. So that's one of the reasons why I actually visit quite several times, and I've taken a few shots over the years that I'm going to show at the end of this video, as I said. So let's just keep exploring. It's not tiring at all. It's just a beautiful day. Yeah, can't complain. And by the way, I'm actually filming this entire video on my Z. It's a DX mount crop sensor lens, 24mm 1.7, which I've specifically bought this for the sole purpose of filming and in studios and outdoors. So I'm really curious to see how this turns out. We'll see it. Sometimes I don't take a photo, such as today. Today is probably not the best day to take a photo, but then those days I end up scouting the area, trying to find those spots where I can actually come back at a later time of the year when probably the conditions are right, and then maybe I'll end up with a great photo, but then probably not today. Sometimes the beauty of exploring and walking at places like this is that you come across interesting things, such as this stone here. Let's keep walking and see what else I can find. I'm just using my phone at the moment because I'm using my camera to take a photo of this interesting piece of composition that I've just found, which is just like an arch here, as you can see. Yes, so I will try a few composition angles. I'll probably move a little bit on my left from where I'm positioned at the moment now, but let me just show you what I intend to take. So if you see this here, it's got an interesting highlight here, and this balances the highlighted area here with like a bridge-like composition here, a bridge-like element or whatever you call it, the stone which is forming like an arch here. So this is an example of a balanced image, not the most exciting photo I would take, but just for the sake of showing what composition is like. You know, for example, taking balance into consideration with this image, this balancing that highlighted spot, and then you've got other darker areas which yeah, so I will just take a shot and we'll see how it turns out in the end. Yeah. All right, I'm just going to go back to this composition now. So I've just changed my mind. I have gone down very low at ground level, as you can see, to get this composition. Now, talking about this composition here, this bridge, as you can see, it's a very interesting bridge under which there is a field of view, and then there is this highlighted area which I'm not going to clip it from the corner. I'm not going to crop it out because this balances the right hand side view of the frame. And then I'm also using a circular polarizer just to cut out some of the highlights from the sky here to create a bit of a drama. Yeah, so this is an interesting composition which I would love to take a photo on. Cool. Here is another interesting find. Now the challenge is how to get this tree stand out. So pretty much if I stand here, that's where I'm at. Actually that's as close as you can actually get to get this tree separated between those two rocks. Sometimes things are difficult, but that's where the challenge sits, actually, how you can actually make the best of your composition from the elements that you have in your way. I'm really excited about this image, to be honest. We'll find out. Back in the studio now. Great day out there. Now let's talk about the reasons why I visited the same place over and over again. So the first one is it's all about light. Landscape photography is all about the changing light and weather conditions. So visiting the same place several times of the year or different times of the day gives you ample opportunity and plenty of scope to photograph the same location or possibly the same photo with a varied sense of mood. Seasonal transformation is another good reason for visiting the same place where your photos can actually look different, shot at the same location, but at different times of the year. Like in autumn, you can expect to have golden leaves, and a sense of stark and minimalistic photo can be obtained in winter. Refining your vision is a great way to grow as a landscape photographer. By visiting the same place numerous times gives you the confidence to explore the different possibilities of shooting the same image at different angles, and this only refines your vision as a photographer. Building a visual narrative is the next reason of visiting the same place. I find this very compelling in telling stories of places over time. Now, I've shot hundreds of photos of the same spot, of the same location, same bridge, same lake, same mountain over time. Some of the photos did not actually make it to my library, but then I was able to be at the right time of the day, in the right light conditions, and those photos actually turned out really well. So I would like to make a story out of and talk about what it feels like to revisit the same place, which is what I'm doing now. The last is the emotional connection. This is just typical me. As I'm also told by my friends that I tend to build emotional connection with things, with the places I visit. But I find it quite interesting because this is how I find meaning and expression in my photos. This is just me. Those were some of the photos I've shot over the years from some of my favorite locations. I know what you're thinking. Let's go to the place again. Go for it. But before you go, please ensure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, ask me questions in the comment section. That really helps me to grow and continue doing what I'm doing. So thank you for your love again, and I'll see you again in the next one.